carburetors, calibrators, regulators, tube socks, cuckoo clocks, multicolored alligators, taxidermy, jackalope, presidential bar soap. You can find it all at the
Home Ad.
Take it away if you can fit it in your ride. You gotta lower the seat and then you give it a slide.
All right.
Thing you gotta know when you head to the show. If you add to your stash, you gotta do it with cash.
Don't forget the cash.
Purple pad, a toilet seat, dolphin made of concrete, hubcaps, mud flat, food that isn't safe to eat. Macrame, dust mop, curtain made of pop tops. You can find it all at this
Home Ad.
You can find it all at this
Home Ad. Good Friday morning to you, everybody. Welcome to the Home Ad program. My name is Pat Shannon, and we're here for you for the next 2 hours. Doing some wheeling and dealing, which means if you have something for sale, you're looking to buy something, you've lost something, you found something. Maybe you've got a yard sale planned or you had one. There's a project upon which you've been working and you would like to solicit the help and advice of the vast and knowledgeable Home Ad audience. Or if you've got a birthday or an anniversary, let us know those names. I shall write them down on our sheet of paper titled Birthdays and Anniversaries. Assign numbers to those names. And next hour at 10:45, we're going to spin that wheel and give away some really neat stuff. The Staffords, blessed with birthdays. Meemaw, Margaret Johnson, emailed us that her son Cohen has a birthday. Cohen's dad, Brooks Stafford, with a birthday. And Jessica Johnson Stafford will be 38 on Sunday. I think we had another one, Kayla, on Monday. So anyway, those names are already on our list here. So if you want to call in some birthdays or anniversaries, let us know those names. And then, as I said, we'll write them down. Next hour at 10:45 is when we're going to spin that wheel and give away some prizes. The phone numbers are 704-873-1400 or 336-499-0681. You can email the information to us. Our email address is homead@WSICnews.com, and the mailing address is 1117 Radio Road, Statesville, North Carolina, 28677. So let's go to the phones now and get started here with Home Ad. Thank you so much for holding, and welcome to Home Ad. Sir, are you there? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I had the wrong. I'm sorry. That was my bad. There he is. Thank you for holding, sir. Welcome to Home Ad.
Yes. I got a birthday and an anniversary to put on.
Terrific. Good.
Okay. Today is my 63rd birthday. My name's Gary Eads, and tomorrow is my sister and brother-in-law's 39th anniversary.
Great.
And their names are Beverly and Alan Pope.
Gary, let me write those names down here so I'll have them.
Okay.
Beverly and Alan Pope, 39. Yeah, and when is that today? 39?
No, that's tomorrow. My birthday's today. Their anniversary is tomorrow.
All right, Gary.
Saturday.
Congratulations. Good for you.
Okay.
63. All right. And to Beverly and Alan. Anything else for Home Ad, Gary, today?
I think that pretty much got it, Pat.
Thanks for calling us. Hope you have a good day today.
You too. Have a good one.
And a good birthday. Gary Eads, 63 today, and Beverly and Alan Pope, 39th anniversary tomorrow. Are you still there, ma'am?
I am.
Good.
How are you doing?
Great. Doing fine on this beautiful Friday morning.
It is beautiful. This is Tricia.
Oh, yeah, Tricia.
I was calling to let everybody know that we are having a yard sale today, and I apologize for anybody that came out 2 weeks ago. The threat of rain postponed us, and then it didn't rain till later. But we are set up at 148 Berry Oak Road out in the driveway. We've got multi-families out here, lots of seasonal stuff, home decor, seasonal flags, just you name it, we've got it. We've got a grill, we've got lamps, we've got, like I said, you name it, we've got it. So just come out and see us. We are wheeling and dealing.
How long?
So 148 Berry Oak Road today, and start at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Okay, not today, but tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll start.
Well, no, we're out here today too.
How
long? Probably till 12 or 1, just depending on how the crowd is. And then we'll start at 8 o'clock again in the morning.
Great, Tricia. Well,
so come out today and then come back tomorrow.
Beautiful weather looks pretty good for
it is, and I appreciate all that you do.
Oh, well, thank you, Tricia. We appreciate all you
so
do,
welcome.
too.
Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that
Thanks,
so much.
Pat. Bye-bye.
148 Berry Oak Road off of Knoxville Highway out there. Underway today until around noon, or maybe 1, and tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. A lot of good stuff. Check all that out. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ed program.
Good morning. How are you today?
Hey, Joyce, I am blessed with the joy of living, doing pretty good, can't complain. Few aches and pains, but you did ask.
That's a good thing.
No, I'm doing
Not
great,
the
ma'am.
aches and
Thanks.
pains, but blessed with the joy of living. That's always a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a very special birthday to put on for tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Matthew will be 36 tomorrow. Matt Phillips, that's hard to believe.
That sure is. How say that again?
He'll be 36, yeah.
36. Oh, my gosh.
Don't seem
okay.
like it.
I know.
Don't seem like it. He wants to, I don't know if he'll go fishing or what he'll do. Hard to tell. He likes to do all that stuff, hunting and fishing. And also today is Joe and Nita Gorentz's anniversary. And I don't know how many years, but I do know they have a granddaughter in middle school. So they're definitely like the rest of us and not spring chickens.
What's the last name again, Joyce?
Gorentz, Gorentz.
Joe and Nita Gorentz. How many years?
I
You
don't
don't know
know.
for sure?
I just know they have a granddaughter that's in middle school.
So,
So that, I don't know how
yes.
many years they've, probably up there pretty good.
Good for
But
Joe
you
and
guys
Nita.
have a great day and have a blessed weekend, too.
Thank you, Joyce.
Enjoy
you too.
yourself.
You and Scott. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Matthew Phillips, 36. Really? Joe and Nita Gorentz, happy anniversary to you folks. On to more calls. Good morning. You are on the Home Ed program.
Good morning, Pat. I have a very special birthday for you today.
Great, Ronald. Who is it?
Mike Harrison, part owner of the Daylight Donut, and he needs a donut.
And what's the last name again? What is Mike's? Parsons?
Harrison. Mike and Joe.
Oh, Harrison. I'm you and that speakerphone. I thought it was Harrison. I thought.
No, here's what it is.
Yes.
I've got new hearing aids, and they're Bluetooth, and I have to talk to the phone through these.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
crazy
fine.
things.
That's good. I wasn't paying attention either. Good for
I can
Mike.
bust that up.
How?
Do you get an echo with it?
No. Not bad. No, it's okay. It's all right, Ronald. But Mike,
Sorry about that.
how old is Mike today?
79.
Great. Good for 79. Wow.
Yeah.
Mike, good for Mike.
Yeah, he's younger. He's younger than us, Pat.
Yes, he is. Wow. Okay. Ronald, thank you so much for calling. Hope you have a great weekend. And thanks for letting us know about Mike.
Oh, you too. And you be careful on that lake.
I will. Thanks. Yeah, we went out yesterday a little bit, looked at the haze and all. I even thought about buying a pork butt and just leave it outside. You know, it'll get smoked. And I think it's getting out of here, right? All that Canadian smoky air and all that is dissipating somewhat and all. But Mike, happy. Can we have something beside that? Of course, I'm sure he would love 6 Daylight Donuts if he wins. 79, really, Mike? Lines are open 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. And I'm going to share with you right now the Randy Marion Chevrolet Home Ed Show test drive vehicle this week. And this, as I look at the picture here, it looks practically brand new, even though it is a 2016 Chevrolet Equinox, well kept, and the mileage 114,000, and the Randy Marion Chevrolet King of Price, $13,900. If you would like to schedule a test drive or get more information, you can, of course, call the sales office at 704-253-4169, 704-253-4169, or just stop by 601 Gaither Road and check out the great selection of pre-owned vehicles on the lot for Randy Marion Chevrolet, or go to randymarionchevrolet.com, which will save you money because Randy Marion is the king of inventory, the king of deals, and the king of price. 16 minutes after 9, and you may hear in the background, we have leased out one of our restrooms to a dentist, and that's what it sounds like. They're doing some drilling back there. A little plumbing issue we've got going on with our facilities located right down the hall, and so that's not bad. They're not bothering us or anything, so that's just part of the process. But they're working on it and getting it going there in this old structure. I know the building got refurbished here on Radio Road, 30 years ago? When the Schott family bought the property and the stations and the frequencies and all that stuff, went through a total building renovation of our studios, sales offices, and quite dramatic. But a lot of the infrastructure plumbing, I think, was left in place, and so anyway, that's what Justin is dealing with his soon-to-be new acquired stuff here. But anyway, it's looking good. It'll all be fixed, and we're doing a great job. Looking good, though. Got a lot of new equipment. Really like this. Oh, good. Here's some phone calls. Excuse me while I take these calls. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Good morning there, Pat. This is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, the Mooresville Connection. Good to hear from you, Jerry.
Thank you. I've got a birthday I want to call in.
Okay.
The guy's name is Jerry Mills.
Jerry, any relation?
It could be.
Well, let's try this. How old is this Jerry Mills?
This Jerry Mills is 85.
My goodness. Good grief. Man, easy.
I feel like I'm 75, 65. I don't know how old I feel.
Jerry, when was the first time you shot your age? When was the first time you actually? I know you're doing that every day now. But when was?
I hope I don't shoot my age now, Pat. Really?
No, you mean?
Hey.
No, I hope not.
Let me tell you, I played so good Wednesday you wouldn't believe it.
Good, tell us about it.
I had an eagle on second hole. I hit a driver and an 8-iron and knocked the putt in for an eagle.
Where were you playing?
Said, Mooresville, it's a Mallard Head.
Mallard Head.
Yeah, and the guy said, "You can't do that." I said, "Well, I did."
Jerry, I'm amazed. Good for you. That is great.
And I had 3 or 4 other birdies and close to the pin. I tied for second place, so all right for an old guy.
Jerry,
I was young back then.
Remind me never to accept a challenge from you out there, unless you spot me about 15. Give me 15 strokes. We might be okay.
Right. Hey, we have fun.
That's it. Well, that's the main thing. Rule number 1: have fun. Rule number 2: check rule number 1.
Yes, and it's a bunch of good guys that we meet on Monday up at Lakewood and Wednesday at Mallard Head.
All right, that's right. You're with the seniors. You're playing out there with the seniors on Monday. When do the ladies play?
I don't know.
I know in the wintertime y'all kind of combine leagues when you have less people playing. I think I think that's what Dennis told me that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they're still doing that. But that's great. Very good, Jerry.
Yeah, and then Monday that group decided to go to Puddin Ridge.
Puddin Ridge. Good. All right.
Puddin Ridge that course was in such great shape. It really was.
Great.
And I hate to say it, but I played extremely well there too.
Yeah, I hate it for you, Jerry. These are obstacles we can all overcome, Jerry. Just hang in there. You'll get worse eventually.
I shot a bad score. I think it was 73 over there.
Oh, good. Give me a break. I'm happy with that on the first 9.
That's right. And everybody is too. They really give the old guy a hard time.
As they should. Jerry, is there anything for Home Ad you want to advertise today?
I'm not even going to advertise anything today. Just tell everybody I appreciate them listening, and Pat does a great job, and we appreciate you all the time, buddy.
And you too, Jerry. Have a great birthday. You deserve it, my friend. Good for you.
All right. Thank you very much, and talk to you later.
Jerry's my inspiration. 85. I remember when he was just 80. Good for Jerry. Jerry Mills, the Mooresville Connection is how we refer to him occasionally. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. You?
Yeah, doing great. Thank you so much.
That's good. Okay. Pat, I got about a brand new Stevens 12-gauge pump shotgun.
Uh-huh.
Take $250 for it.
Okay.
And I've got a brand new Ruger American.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 10/22 automatic rifle, still in the box, never been shot.
Mm-hmm.
For $375.
All right.
And my number's 704-437-1849.
704-437-1849.
That's 437.
Oh, good grief. Who knows? 704-437-1849.
That'll be it, Pat.
Okay, good. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
You too, thanks.
I really think I am becoming dyslexic. I had it written down wrong. What did I say? Anyway, it's got the Stevens 12-gauge pump, $250. The Ruger 10/22 automatic rifle, $375 on that. 704-437-1849. 704-437-1849. Speaking of Lakewood Golf Club, of which I'm proud to be the spokesman for many, many years. Great, locally owned and operated there. Just a wonderful course with good memberships for you. As Jerry alluded, the seniors play on Monday. The ladies, I think, play maybe later Tuesday, Thursday. Anyway, give them a call. They can give you the prices of membership, whether it's maybe just Monday through Friday or all the time. You, family. 704-873-6441. 704-873-6441. An old established golf course. Love to play it. Beautiful course, country settings, lakes, and all the hazards I have been in from time to time, more than I wish to remember. But they're right there on Old Airport Road. Got a little putting green. You can go out there and practice that part of your game. Lakewood Golf Club, 704-873-6441. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Good morning to you, my good friend.
Hey, hi, Trucker Dan. How are you today?
Yeah, buddy.
Good.
I'm doing really good. I'm really getting a whole lot stronger and better, and I'm so thankful to the Lord and everybody else.
Amen. You're sounding better too, Dan. You really are.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow, my wife has a birthday.
Oh, great.
And her name is Kathy Martin.
Are we going to say any more about Kathy, Dan?
Well, she was talking to me this morning over breakfast, and she said, I think they lost my birth record, but I remember it was written down on the wall sometime. That's what we better do with that. Yeah.
Maybe.
I got to rush out today and get her. I don't know in town. Wonder where in town I can find the biggest cheesecake.
Trucker Dan, did you say you're going to rush out today, the day before now? Is that a little late?
No.
Oh, okay.
I said I was going to rush out today.
Yes.
And try to find the biggest cheesecake that they have.
Oh, you would want it fresh. That's for sure.
I don't know where that would be, but I'll search and see what I can find, old buddy.
Good. All right. Great. Anything for Home Ad today, Dan?
I would just leave it be, and hey, you have a great weekend, and hope to talk to you next week.
Okay, thanks a lot. But I will be. You can talk to Justin next week. Sanj and I are going to take since it's going to be
nice to Justin.
Since it's going to be raining all next week, we're going to take the week off.
What a wonderful time.
I just noticed that. It started to rain Monday, and I think Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe not. I don't know.
Do you have matching umbrellas?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty of those.
Okay, that's cool. Talk to you later, buddy.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you letting us know about Kathy Martin having a birthday tomorrow. And, yeah, next week, Trucker Dan. Justin Giuseppis, as he said in for me, and doing a great job. We got everything all ready for him, and he'll be in. And since he didn't break anything Wednesday and everything still kind of works, he will be here each and every day. Now, we're going to be around. We'll be doing stuff and hanging around the local area and stuff. And if Justin needs me, I'll be here and available for him. So that's next week. Good morning. You're on the Home Ad program.
Good morning, Pat. This is William again. How are you this morning?
Well, good morning, William. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing okay, sir.
Oh, I'm just enjoying this weather. It's just beautiful.
This is
beautiful.
Great. This is good.
I got a birthday, but it might be a little premature. It's going to be later this month, but we're going to be out of town. I didn't know if I'd be able to call it in then. If that's too early, I'll try later.
Well, William, the problem with that is I had to set a precedence because people were doing this, and I have no way of keeping track of these. So the rule we've set up is it can be a belated one if it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But
okay.
But to
All
do
right.
it in advance, I'm just afraid then everybody would. I'm not going to be available to call it in.
Right.
So if
one
you could,
one starts at the rest of them would want to start. I got you. I
I'm
just
sorry,
didn't know.
William. Yeah.
I'll try. That's all right. I'll try later this month and see if we can get it in or whatever. Okay.
And if you have just email it to me the day. If you're not near a phone, a lot of people email birthdays in to us, and that'll be good too if you want to try that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There's that technology that we have available to us today. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I might try to do that.
Oh, good.
Me and computers don't get along too good, but I can navigate it a little bit. I know enough to get in trouble, right?
I'm just now picking up on emails. I don't text. I don't social media anything. I'm not familiar with how that works. So.
Yeah, they come in handy. I remember the days, and I know you do too, Pat, where if you had some trouble or problems, a breakdown, that you had to go to either somebody's house or a place of business to make a phone call. But
right,
they are convenient. The cell phones are convenient, but a lot of times you just want to pitch them out the window too.
My wife Sanja does have a smartphone. She has an Apple iPhone. I have a little flip phone from Track Phone that I keep it in the glove compartment of my truck, which is 23 years old, which is why I keep it in case I need to call it a tow. But I'm reading that smartphones now are gonna be pretty much mandatory because so many they have those little hash things, the little codes that you register. When I went to get my driver's license at the DMV, they said, scan this code to sign in. And I'm saying, what? I don't have how do I sign in? And there was nobody,
it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary the way we're going, but you're right, Pat. You're right. We're getting that way on a lot of different things in a lot of different areas and ways.
Yeah.
And
boy,
I don't know. Some of it's for the good, and some of it ain't so good. But,
I'm just afraid of the day they're going to have, these numbers right over my forehead, 666 or something like that.
No, Lord, no. You're good. And on that note, you're a good Christian man. I know you are, and I just wanted to put a thoughts and prayers on the Pat Robeson family because of him making his heaven journey yesterday.
Oh, my gosh,
and,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, he lived a good, long life, and he did a lot of good things for the Christian community, and a lot of people don't realize, but he had a big, major influence on Ronald Reagan getting elected into office. If it wouldn't have been for Pat Robeson, I don't believe think Ronald Reagan would have been elected in.
You're right. He really did, and I think he did
a little bit of history there, but
do you know how
I wasn't old enough to vote for Ronald Reagan the first go around, but I did vote for him the second go around.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe if we had a man like that again in office, we could get this country turned around in the right direction.
If only we did. William,
William, I think he was one of the last good presidents that we had, to be honest with you.
He was, the honesty, that was it, I think. We trusted him. But I hope we will get to that point again, where we'll have someone like that we can trust. That would be great.
Well, we're just going to have to get this country safe again, Pat, in my opinion, and that's first and foremost. Okay. And then the rest of it can fall into place after we get this country safe again. We're in a real vulnerable situation right now, and it's not good. It's scary.
Yes, William, I thank you so much for sharing the time and the thoughts, and please share that.
Yeah, I'll let you go. I don't want to hold up any other callers that are trying to call in, but yeah, I'll try to get back to you later this month with that birthday.
We'll be here. Thank you, William. Appreciate it.
All right, you and your wife have a good weekend, okay?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much, William.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, we do request that. In fact, I hate to turn down birthdays in advance because for good reason. But I'm not going to be there. But if you do have a birthday coming up, email it to us, and on that day, if you've got access to email, just send it to us, and we'll get it on that day. and all. We're going to take a break right now. It's 9:31. We're a little past time for the break, but we had such an interesting conversation there with William. So we'll be right back with more of the ever-exciting, action-packed Home Ed program with some bag of mail stuff from yesterday and more calls right after this and news. (9:34), 26 minutes down before 10 o'clock, 59, or is it warmer? Let me check that thermometer there. 63. Thought it was a little warmer than that. During the break, my good friend Doug Madison of Madison Realty and Retirement Land let us know that his lovely better half, Sandra, has a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Sandra. I didn't ask any numbers. I didn't ask any other things there, but I'm happy. She is a wonderful lady. I can attest to that. And so is Doug. Not being not a wonderful lady, but he's a good guy. Sandra, happy birthday to you tomorrow. Caller, can you hold until we read our bag of mail stuff? We'll get right. You'll be number one. How about that?
Certainly.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Don't go away. Reading of the new bag of mail, the day before bag of mail stuff. Brought to you by Mike Gatton, the 3-ton man, delivering gravel, sand, rock dust, mulch, fill dirt, a lot of good things you might need on your driveway or around your home. And just give him a call. Let him know what you need, when you need it, where you need it. 704-838-3602. He and Steve are there for you. Got a couple of trucks running. 704-838-3602. That's Mike Gatton, the 3-ton man. Now, let's see. We have a 5x8 homemade flat utility trailer. Advertised yesterday, $350 a best offer, must pick up. Call or text Albert, 704-775-0984. That's 704-775-0984. 484. Huge multi-family yard sale underway right now till 8 p.m. That's a long, till 8 tonight. Tomorrow, 7:30 until noon at 310 Museum Road. Furniture, washer, clothes, china. Children's clothes, toys, men's items, decorations, and so much more. And again, that address, no phone number, that's 310 Museum Road. Underway till 8 this evening, and again tomorrow morning at 7:30. And Chastity has quail eggs to eat or hatch. Call her at 336-466-5388, 336-466-5388. Sir, thank you so much for holding, and welcome to the Home Ed program.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for taking my call this morning.
Oh, my gosh,
I got a few automobiles I'm going to downsize in a little bit. I've got a big Ford van. It's an Econoline. It's got the big 306 in it. It's got that extension on the back, like it's about 3 foot longer than a normal van.
Oh, okay.
It's got bat wing doors on the back, and then sliding door on the side, and then your 2 front doors. I'd like to get $2,500 out of it. It's got a nice set of aftermarket wheels and tires on it. It belonged to a painter, and we did some trading on some rent and stuff. But anyway, got that for sale, $2,500. I've got a F-250 Ford pickup. It's a 302 4-speed, long bed, got long toolboxes down each side. It's got a hand lift on the back, a hand crank lift.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, it's a 3/4 ton F-250. Want $3,500 for it. It's only got 84,000 miles, and it's a 1984.
All right. Very good.
It belonged to a company. But anyway, and last but not least, I've got a Buick Roadmaster Limited.
How about that?
It's a 95. It's as big as a yacht, and it rides just as smooth as one, and it's really nice. White with blue interior. It's only got like 92,000 miles, one owner car. So it's a rare find. It's a limited. It's even got the lights on the roof pillars that light up at night and all from the factory. But anyway, it's a Buick Roadmaster. They didn't call them that for nothing.
That's right.
828-292-3921.
Randall, good to hear from you, sir. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, and I hope you have fun next week. I hope you don't get wet.
I do, too. Have a good one, Randall. Thanks. Got some great vehicles here. The Econoline van, the extended Ford Econoline van, is $2,500. The 84 F-250 with the 302 4-speed, and the toolboxes going down that long bed with the lift, $3,500. And the 95 Buick Roadmaster Limited with only 93,000 miles. 828-292-3921 is Randall's number. 828-292-3921. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ed program.
Good morning. I have a birthday for you that's today.
Okay.
His name is Mike Lavaglio. And do you want me to spell his last name for you?
Let me see if I can. Did you say Labaglio or Lavaglio?
Lavaglio.
Labaglio. L-A-B-A-G-L-E-I-O. L-I.
You got it right, except at the very end is L-I-O.
L-I-O. Yeah, I wrote I down. I don't know why I said L-E-O. L-A-B-A-G-L-I-O.
Yes, Mike Lavaglio, and he's 42.
Just a whippersnapper.
Just a whippersnapper.
And that's F-O-R-T-Y-T-W. Oh, okay. No, I got it. Anything else for Home Ed, ma'am, today?
That's it. You have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. You too, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Mike Lavaglio, happy 42nd birthday to you. Break time. Got to take a break now. We are coming right back, though, with more of the ever-exciting, action-packed Home Ed program. Chapman's Traveler Service, as you know, dedicated to providing excellent customer service for all your automotive needs. Now, they specialize in transmission work, but of course, they're an inspection station, gas station, full-service garage. Call them at 704-873-4121. 704-873-4121. 21. They're in West Statesville, right across from Kewanee at 103 C Street. And remember the motto at Chapman's Traveler Service, keeping travelers where they belong, on the road. Chapman's Traveler Service. Back we are with more Home Ed. During the break, Anya Reed's dad called us to let us know we missed her birthday yesterday, but we've got it on the list today. Anya turned 20 on Thursday. Anya Reed from your dad. This is Home Ed, 60 minutes now before 10. We have 64 degrees now, and a beautiful Friday morning here on the 9th of June. 704-873-1400 or 336-499-0681. Sir, thank you for holding and welcome to the Home Ed program.
Yes, sir. I have to get divorced and remarried again to get a chance for today. I have an anniversary to put on.
Okay. Yes, sir.
It's Frank and Angela Rinaldi.
Uh-huh.
And we've been married 16 years.
Great, Frank. Now, the question is, did Angela propose to you, or did you pose to Angela, Frank?
Oh, I proposed to her. Oh, yeah. Wonderful woman.
You was it a romantic proposal? Did you get on a knee and, you know?
I don't know if I did that, but...
Wow.
It was pretty good.
Gosh.
We went out to dinner and stuff.
Great. So, what do you have planned today? Anything exciting? And
yes, sir.
memorable?
We're going out to dinner in Salisbury.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't maybe go to another little after hours place later.
Have a Salisbury steak. That would be leaf graveyard.
Yeah.
Frank, happy anniversary to you. Thanks for putting up with us, and hope you and Angela have a great celebration today. Be careful there in Rowan County. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rinaldi, Frank and Angela's 16th anniversary today. Good for them. Oh, look, another call. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
This is R.C. Redmond. I'd like to call in anniversary.
Great, R.C.
72 years today, R.C. and Helen Redmond.
Wow. Very good, R.C. And
we were married June the 9th on Saturday evening, 5 o'clock, at but Grady White, Reverend Grady White's residence.
Did you and Helen go to school, R.C.? Or did you know her in school, or was it you met her later?
I went to Indian Grove, and she went to Head Night.
Oh, okay. Up there.
We met on a blind date.
Well, congratulations. Good for you. Did you know right offhand at first sight that Helen was going to be your bride for the next 72 years when you got married?
No, we didn't know we'd make it to 50, much less 72.
Well, something's worked right for you and Helen, R.C., and that's inspirational. I'm so proud of you both, and I really do hope you have a great celebration and observance of a wonderful 72 years of marriage to you and Helen.
Yeah. God gave us 4 great sons.
Yeah. That's
He
great.
really blessed us.
R.C., thanks so very much, and you and Helen have a great celebration today. That's wonderful. Good for you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Mr. Redmond, R.C. and Helen, 72 years. Wow. That's quite a while. 52? Well, never mind. I can't add. Can't do that much. All right. Oh, let me tell you about the Long Island Marina. Sons and I took our little pontoon boat out, and it still floats thanks to Long Island Marina. They keep that boat afloat for us, the little pontoony boat, the little Mulligan, the little Bennington that we enjoy our time on. Long Island Marina is a full-service marina serving Lake Norman, the northern part of Lake Norman. A lot of folks come up from the southern part and surrounding areas since 1985. Courteous, professional, family-owned. Ed and his son, Eben, the Piles, do a great job, along with, of course, Courtney. She kind of runs the place. Wendy, Josh, all the staff there. They've got rentals available for you, too. They're at 8400 Long Island Road. Here's that phone number, 828-241-4877. 828-241-4877. And if you are looking to buy a vessel, check out the Long Island Marina showroom at 9195 Sherrills Ford Road in Terrell. And that number is 828-478-4877. Long Island Marina. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Good morning, Mr. Sherman.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Robert. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
Pat, I got a 90 Accord. 90, a Honda Accord. It's an EX. It's a four-door car, and it's in real good shape. It's fully power windows, air conditioning, sunroofs, all that stuff. And if anybody interested, can call me. I'm gonna give you my cell number.
Yes, sir.
336-466 7720.
336-466-7720.
Yeah, I'm actually $4,500 off.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yes, I mean, it's tagged and everything. You can check it out. It's in good shape.
Good to hear from you, Robert. Hope you have a good weekend.
Same here, thank you.
Yes, sir. It's a 90 Honda Accord 4500 in EX model, 336-466-7720, 336-466-7720. Good morning. Welcome to Home Ad.
Good morning, Pat.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
It's auction day.
Yeah. All right.
Well, first of two. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
If you don't mind me advertising, I'll just kind of run over a few things we got for today, and then I'll give you some stuff for tomorrow.
Would you be, because I know you have, I don't want to miss out. We're right up on a break, and can you wait till after we play this break and then come back and we can,
Sure,
otherwise because we got about 30 seconds before this break. So can you hang on?
I'll need a lot more time than that.
Okay. Folks, we'll be right back with all this wonderful auction stuff, and it's good stuff. You'll want to hear this. We'll be right back right after this. Okay, we are back with you with more Home Ad. Got 4.5 minutes, got two callers on the line, and we got this great auction coming up. Let me reattach my headsets here. I had to run down the hall. Sir, are you still there?
I'm still here.
All right. Okay, good. We got one more caller, but I'm sure we can get your stuff in if you want to hit the highlights of the auction. And
all right,
great.
I'll try to squeeze it in quick. Today it starts at 4:30. The address is 146 Walnut Tree Road. This will be I-40 west from Statesville, right off the Sheridan School Road exit. We'll have signs out. You'll go to the right off Sheridan School Road, and then immediately back to the left on Walnut Tree.
Yep.
We'll start at 4:30 this afternoon. We've got a lot of woodworking shop tools, big bandsaw, joiners, sanders. We've got a shop smith. We've got a radial arm saw, bench grinder, drill press, all kinds of good shop equipment. We've also got several old mowers, some running, some not. We've got a giant leaf back that we'll be selling today. Pacer pump, and we've got to mix in a few pieces of furniture too. We've got a Hoosier cabinet, a painted Hoosier cabinet we'll be selling. We've got a bunch of porch rockers today. Tomorrow we're going to start at 9 o'clock. Oh, and also today we'll be selling box lots. If anybody's in the flea market yard sale business, you need to come out and bring your truck today. We've got a big row of box lots. I packed every one of them, and they're full of some goodies.
Great.
Tomorrow, the big highlight of tomorrow will be a 1970 Cadillac Calais special order with a 500 cubic inch engine. This car has been in the garage covered up since 1983. It looks like a new car, interior and out. We have a Triumph TR6, also has been garaged since 2003.
Man.
Great condition. We just cleaned these cars off. We're going to pull them out. They'll be sold absolute at 12 o'clock tomorrow. We have a lot of household furniture. We have a Japanese Nambu pistol from World War II we'll be selling. We've got a lot of clocks. We've got a lot of Eastern Airline items. We have a big 610 pie safe. We have a Hoosier cabinet. We've got wood cook stoves.
Okay, sir.
Pottery. We got all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
give me a call if you need more information.
Okay.
At 704-585-6885.
Good job. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Thanks for holding on. Here's the number again for more information on the auction. 4:30 today, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 704-585-6885. That's 704-585-6885. Sir, thank you for holding on. And how can we help you with home ad today?
Hey, Pat.
Yes, sir.
I'm still looking for old style muzzle loaders.
Yeah.
Also interested in some black powder pistols too. And my number is 704-498-5217.
704-498-5217. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you enjoy your week next week.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Bye now. Looking for the old muzzle loaders and black powders. 704-498-5217. 704-498-5217. Caller, we've got about 30 seconds. Is that enough time?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I've got 2 tires for sale. 215, 60, 17. They got about 10,000 miles on them. I got 2 of them. I'd like to get $50 for both of them.
Great.
704-775-9338.
Great job. Have a good weekend. Thanks.
Thank you. You too, Pat.
Yes, sir. 215, 60, 17-inch tires. 2 of them, both for $50. And that's 704-775-9338. 704-775-9338. Back after the news. Stick around. callers in the Land of Hole, whom we will get to in just a moment, so I hope they'll be comfortable there in the Land of Hole. But right now, Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors, 414 Turnersburg Highway, is on the phone. Well, Bill, how did Justin do in my absence Wednesday?
How you doing? Good.
Did great.
Doing good.
I think he did pretty good.
While.
Yeah, he did. He did fine. I think. In fact, he'll be all next week. He did such a good job. I think I'll take off next week.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Just let him really get baptized here for a whole week of home madness and stuff. But I know he enjoyed talking with you, and we enjoy being with you too every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so do our listeners that maybe have gold and silver jewelry they want to sell, because they can really save money if they're going to do that. But speaking of gold and silver, how are they trading today, Bill?
Well, they're still doing pretty good. Gold sitting at $1,960 an ounce, and silver has gone up to $24.27 an ounce. So both of them is remaining pretty strong right now.
Okay. I guess it's still the security involved with the precious metals and all.
Yep.
So we've got now the leading contender in the Republican Party, Donald Trump, being indicted now, and also there's a possibility, if it works out this way, that we could have the Republican contender, and if it is Joe Biden, the Democrat, running for president and both being indicted.
Yeah. If it keeps up, yeah. If they don't keep covering up, they'll get Biden too.
If I'm not in jail, I'm going to do a good job.
That's it. Or there's a lot of stuff goes on run from jail. So.
Man, have you ever in your lifetime seen anything that's so obviously political than what's going on in politics?
It's today's America.
It's today's America, and folks eat this up. You know, a lot of people, hey, bring it on. Whatever.
That's it. Now I do looking for a little bit of help. If anybody knows how to do it, I'm looking for somebody to help me out in QuickBooks. They understand the transfer and all. They took us off the laptop, desktop, and putting us all online. So I could use somebody to help me if they've got a few minutes and be willing to come out. I'd appreciate it.
Familiar with QuickBooks? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I'm only familiar with comic books. I mean, QuickBooks.
I know what you mean. That's all I'm familiar with. That's the reason I need help.
Okay. All right. So I guess what we need now is a code, a 3-digit code, which is good for today and tomorrow, folks, for your gold and silver.
Let's go with 786.
786. Get your gold and silver jewelry together, folks. Take it over to Bill today or tomorrow at Carolina Prospecting at 414 Turnersburg Highway. Bill will give you an evaluation. He'll explain what the value, how he comes up with that figure based on various inputs. And then after that, he's giving you a price. Give him 786. That's a 3-digit code. It's only for the Home Ed Show audience. And that'll get you another 10% on top of what Bill's already promised you for your gold and silver jewelry.
That's it.
Anything special this weekend, Bill? You got maybe for
No,
Monday?
everything is quiet. We do have a show in Raleigh next weekend, so it's going to be a pretty long show. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show down at the State Fairground.
Well, you know, every time Sanj and I take a vacation, we do a stay-at-home vacation, and you know where we wind up? Over at your store. So we'll probably be dropping by one day next week there to
come on by.
Sanja likes it's our way of getting out and going over to Carolina Prospectors and looking through all the wonderful stuff there. And Bill, so anyway, we'll be talking to you the week after next. Justin will be here with you each day next week, and I hope you and Mary have a great weekend and a great week.
I hope y'all do too. Have a great week. Enjoy it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it,
all right,
Bill.
Bye-bye.
Bill Brewer, Carolina Prospecting, right there at Turnersburg Highway. If you want to phone him, 704-450-1639. Go online to carolinaprospectors.net, and the address again, 414 Turnersburg Highway, right there at Fort Dobbs Hardware. Special code 786. Good today and tomorrow, giving you an extra 10% on your gold and silver jewelry. All right, we've got callers in the Land of Hole. I hope they're still there. Let's get back and get started here with the second hour of Home Ed. Good morning. You're on the Home Ed program.
How you doing, Pat?
Oh, really good. Having a good day, sir. You doing okay?
Yes, sir. I got a 80 model Camaro I want to sell.
All right.
And you can come out and see it. My number is 704-253-2311.
704-253-2311. And
yes.
Where is the vehicle, sir?
It's down by Twin Oaks Golf Course.
Oh, near Twin Oaks.
Yeah, and it do run.
It's automatic?
Automatic, yes.
And it is operative. It runs. All
yes.
right, good. Anything else for Home Ad today, sir?
That'll be it.
We appreciate you holding on. Hope you have a good weekend.
You the same.
Thank you, sir. An 80 Camaro. And it's running. It's over near Twin Oaks. And the phone number is 704-253-2311. That's 704-253-2311. Thank you for holding, sir. Welcome to Home Ad.
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. You doing okay today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Yes, sir. Really good. Thank you so much.
Pat, I got a set of brand new tires, black wall, 195, 60, 15.
Mm-hmm.
I can be reached at 704-880-6057.
704-880-6057.
That's it.
Great. All right, sir. Thanks so much for holding on. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too, my man.
Thanks for calling. He is in the Statesville area. Size of those tires again, 195, 60, 15-inch. And the phone number 704-880-6057. 704-880-6057. I don't know if you caught that Bill Brewer's looking for someone familiar with QuickBooks. That's changing over to a QuickBooks on his accounting, and he's asking for anyone that's good with QuickBooks could help him out in that transference. Bill's number 704-450-1639. 704-450-1639, or if you're going up Turnersburg Highway, just stop by Carolina Prospect. You got the sign out. It's on the upper end of where Fort Dobbs Hardware is, and go in and say, yeah, I'm familiar with QuickBooks. What you need done? And Bill will be so happy to see you. 704-450-1639. And this is Home Ad. If you have something for sale, you want to buy something, lost something, found something. If you've got a birthday or an anniversary, let us know those names. Because this hour at 10:45, after we write all this down and put numbers on those names, we're going to spin a wheel and give away stuff at 10:45. 704-873-1400 is one number. 336-499-0681, another phone number. You can email us. The email address is homead@WSICnews.com, and the mailing address 1117 Radio Road, Statesville, North Carolina, 28677. Good morning. Thank you for holding, and welcome to the Home Ad program.
Well, thank you, Pat. How
Sure.
are you?
Great. Having a good day. How about you? You doing okay?
Blessed with the joy of living. Does that sound familiar?
I think it does. Yes, sir. I think I've heard that before.
I
Good.
love it. This morning, I got a little black computer desk for sale.
Uh-huh.
And I've got an office desk for sale. It's a big desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a printer. The printer was working. It run out of ink. My wife rearranged everything. So I got this stuff down here in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And got 2 deer heads I'd like to get rid of. And there might be some other stuff in that building. You know, I got some old wooden cars, and I got some like old work benches or cabinets with tops on them.
Good stuff.
If somebody's interested in that stuff, they can just call me and we'll go down there and they're what they want.
Yeah.
We'll make a deal.
Sounds good.
Okay. I appreciate my number right here in Taylorsville is 828-409-4289.
828-409-4289 in Taylorsville.
Right. And you have a good weekend.
Thank you, sir. You too. Good for you. Already got the computer desk, the office desk, the printer, a couple of deer heads, and a lot of other stuff that you probably could use. Call him at 828-409-4289. Let him know what you're interested in. He's up in Taylorsville. That's 828-409-4289. Had just a few seconds with one caller before we went into the news, and that was the tires for $50, a couple of them. 215, 60, 17-inch. Here's that number again. We were in kind of a hurry there. 704-775-9338. Got a great auction going on starting at 4:30 today. A lot of shop equipment on Walnut Tree Road, 146 Walnut Tree Road. And also tomorrow with that Cadillac Calais 70s model, the TR6 Triumph, low mileage on these, and great collector stuff there too, and great things out there today and tomorrow. Call for more information and directions at 704-585-6885, 704-585-6885. And another caller we kind of had to hurry up and get through was the one gentleman that was looking for the old muzzle loaders and black powder. 704-498-5217 is that number, 704-498-5217. Good morning. Thank you for holding, and welcome to the Home Ad program.
Thank you, Pat. How are you?
Great. Having a good day. You doing okay?
I'm doing well. Pat, what I was calling for, our daughter is looking for a small dinette set, something that doesn't take up a lot of space. Reasonable if someone has one. And the number 704-500-1729.
704-500-1729.
Yes, sir.
And what area is she located?
We're in Harmony, but, it could be, wherever.
Sure. Okay, well, good luck. Hope she finds a good dinette set.
Thank you, Pat. I just wanted to remind the listeners that our food pantry and clothes closet will be opened at Cochran Baptist Church tomorrow morning from 10 to 1.
10 to 1 tomorrow, the food pantry at Concord Baptist Church.
It's Cochran Street.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cochran Street. I'm sorry, Cochran Street.
I'm sorry, Pat. I haven't been up long. It's Cochran Street Bible Church.
On Cochran Street. And that's 10 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes, from 10 to 1, and I appreciate it, Pat.
Sure, thank you so much. Sorry I messed that up, but you have a good weekend.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.
Cochran Street Baptist Church on Cochran Street, their food pantry will be open 10 to 1 tomorrow. And looking for a dinette set, 704-500-1729, 704-500-1729. And if I can find it, speaking of events tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, is the Community Day from 7 until 4 at 114 Winston Avenue. Church of the Living God is offering all kind of wonderful events going on out there from 7 until 4. And I want to make sure I've got the right number here. Let's see, 704-682-0358. But just be out there. They've got breakfast from 8 until 10, lunch from noon until 2. This is all free. And clothing and items for you could use for the community. It's their way of getting the community together. So don't miss that. 7 to 4 tomorrow, 114 Winston Avenue at the Church of the Living God at 704-682-0358 is that number. I just happened to remember that. And he might call us again this morning. Good morning. You're on the Home Ad program.
Good morning, Pat.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Great.
Pat, I've got a 94 S10 pickup. Real nice body and stuff, but the motor's messed up in it.
Yeah.
I'm asking 15 or best offer.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got a 1972 Plymouth Valiant, 2-door, hardtop. It's blue with a white vinyl top. Set of Kragers on it. It's a 318 automatic, power steering, and air.
All right.
They can call about the price on that.
Mm-hmm.
And the number's 704-546-7190.
704-546-7190.
Yes, sir.
Great. All right. Good to hear from you. Hope you have a good weekend, sir.
You too.
Thanks. Got the 94 S10, motor's blown on it, but hey, $1,500. Plymouth Valiant, how about that? 72, a two-door. Let's see, power steering, air. 704-546-7190, 704-546-7190. Kirk's Catering and Carryout special for today, your choice of lasagna with salad and garlic bread or the big old fully loaded barbecue pork sandwich, $7.49, and that's served with fries. Go online to kirkscateringandcarryout.com. There you will find the specials every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Also, the catering services and the prices for you. That's kirkscateringandcarryout.com. Phone number is 704-872-8911, 704-872-8911 at 3470 East Broad Street at the Food Lion Shopping Center. Kirk's Catering and Carryout. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, sir. You doing okay?
Doing fine.
Great.
I've got a 1984 model mobile home. It's 70 foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Mm-hmm.
Needs some work. I'm up here in the Headnight area. I'm asking $2,500 for it.
Mm-hmm.
More information, they can call 828-635-1133.
828-635-1133.
Right.
Great. All right. Very good. Anything else?
That's it, man. That's it today.
All right. Beautiful day today. So thank you so much for calling, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. It's a motorhome, 84 model, 70-footer. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. $2,500 on that. 828-635-1133. 828-635-1133 for that mobile home. 70-footer, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's go. I'm just checking the lines here. Do we have a phone call coming in? No, we do not. There is not a call coming in at this time. So, on this date in history, a little important bit of information I always like to share with you as some way of kind of educating you to remember the important things that took place on a particular date in history. In fact, on June 9th, back in 1934, Donald Duck made his debut in the Silly Symphonies cartoon, The Wise Little Hen. That was Donald Duck, and a horrible impression. I used to do it, good Donald Duck. You know, the guy never wore pants. He was banned in Norway because he didn't have pants. Now, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they were his nephews, but they lived with him. Where were Huey, Dewey, and Louie's folks? And Daisy, what about her? What was that relationship? Inquiring minds want to know. Good morning. Welcome to the Home Ad program.
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. How are you?
I just want to call.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great.
I hope you're doing well, too.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling once again from Clear Vision Missionary Baptist Church to tell everyone about the benefit that we're holding for Jessica Teague.
Oh, yeah.
Who has been diagnosed recently with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be holding a spaghetti dinner, which includes, of course, spaghetti, salad, bread, and dessert, and drink for $10 a plate.
Mm-hmm.
Be this Sunday from 3 to 7.
Yeah.
And just hope that everybody in Sacheville will come out and support her. She's a young mother with a 2-year-old.
Boy.
She has stage 4 cancer.
Oh, my gosh.
She's only known about this about 3 weeks. So,
wow.
But it's $10 a plate, and we accept all donations we can get. And
great.
All the proceeds will be going directly to her for her medical expenses. So
where is Clear?
Anybody can help.
And where are you located again? At Clear Where is Clear Vision Baptist?
180 South Lackey Street in Statesville.
Yeah.
Just right off West Front Street.
Off of West Front. 180 South
Yes.
Lackey Street. Great.
That's right.
Well, good luck. I hope you have a great. I hope you run out of spaghetti, and then people will just make donations.
I think we got 37.5 pounds of spaghetti, so I hope we run out of it too. You just take care and have a great day.
And I do hope you have a successful event. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Pat. You have a great day.
Yes,
Goodbye.
sir. And that's happening Sunday, 3 to 7, Clear Vision Baptist, 180 South Lackey Street. Spaghetti dinners from 3 until 7 Sunday. If you want to make a donation, just stop by there. I'm sure they'd love to take that from you. Okay, do we need to... I think let's take another call here. Good morning. You're on the Home Ed program.
Morning, Pat. How you doing today?
Robert, I'm having a pretty good Friday. Are you doing okay, sir?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad.
Pat, I hatched out some more chicks yesterday. I have some Buff Orpingtons, and I have some Rhode Island Reds.
Uh-huh.
And I also have my Bob White quail. I have all sizes in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have some turkeys, small turkeys.
Yeah.
They can call me at 704-876-5718.
704-876-5718.
Yes.
All right, Robert. Good to hear from you. Have a good weekend.
You too, Pat.
Thank you, sir. All right. But Robert Knox with his chicks, his quails, his turkeys. 704-876-5718 for more information. 704-876-5718. WSIC Job Board sponsored this hour by Customer Driven Staffing. And if you need a job right away, let Customer Driven Staffing place you with a great local employer. No waiting. Just stop by. Right down from where you would renew your driver's license at 909 Caroline Avenue North. Any day, Monday through Friday, between 9 and 5 o'clock. Phone number is 704-761-8388, extension 1. That's 704-761-8388, extension 1. Customer-driven staffing. Let's take another call here. Good morning. You are on the Home Ed program.
Good morning, Pat.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Martha from Harmony.
Oh, hi, Martha from Harmony. How are you, ma'am?
I have a few things I'd like to put on. I'm doing well, thank you. Yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Doing good. So what do you have for us today?
I have a wedding dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's brand new, never been worn, still has the tags on it. It's a shift dress, and it's a soft white, not the stark white. It's soft white, and it has sequins on it that makes it shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
I want $80 for that.
Mm-hmm.
It came from David's Bridal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I have two other dresses. They're like swing dresses that are new that I want to sell. I'm just too short to wear them.
Mm-hmm. Martha,
and I want $40 a piece for those.
Or do you have the sizes on those?
Yes, 14.
They're 14 for the wedding and the other dresses?
Yes.
14.
Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. Anything else, Martha?
Okay. Well, I have two handbags I'd like to sell. They're Anuskas.
Uh-huh.
And one is hibiscus, antique hibiscus.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is dragonfly. And if anyone wants to see what they look like, they can go on Amazon and look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't want what Amazon's wanting for them. I want $100 a piece for them, Pat.
Okay, and you'll have same-day pickup instead of Amazon having to wait 2 days. You can come pick it up same day. Okay. All right. Very good.
You know? All right. My number is 843-640-6943. And again, I live in Harmony.
Mm-hmm. All right, Martha. Good to hear from you. Thanks so much for calling our program, and I hope you get some response and have a good weekend, ma'am.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So these are size 14, the wedding dress, 80, the other dresses, 40, and the designer handbags. You can go over those descriptions again for you and names. 843-640-6943 in Harmony. 843-640-6943. Okay, don't pay the ransom. I've escaped. Back here with you. Sorry about that. And all, I was just checking on Isaiah. He requires constant supervision, and we're the only ones here except the plumber guys working on the toilets. Okay, this is Home Ad, and nobody on the line there, so why don't we do the bag of mail stuff? Sponsored by Little Shavers Wood Shop out there on Salisbury Highway. You know they mail their own lumbers there? Yep, they sure do. That means you can save big on lumber. Plus good deals on pine needles, garden hoses, sprinklers, bird feeders. And Little Shavers carries a full line of Daddy Pete's products like soils and mulch, plus Sitka stains and PBG paints. Little Shavers truly is your one-stop shopping source for all things home and garden. So get the products you need at reasonable prices from Little Shavers, 3301 Salisbury Highway in Statesville. The phone number is 704-872-3148. 704-872-3148. Little Shavers Wood Shop. And now, let's see, the bag of mail. Attention, all men. If you wear 38 pants, the yard sale at 418 Seven Springs Loop is where you need to be today and tomorrow. Brooks Brothers, new pants for $8, name brand new shorts, $6, and that is underway right now, and again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock at 418 Seven Springs Loop. It says you don't want to miss this one. Merge family, too much of everything. New brand men's dress and sports shirts, large and extra large. Large selection of dress pants, jackets, coats, suits, dress and sports shoes, diabetic shoes, ladies' clothing, small, medium, name brands. Stuff for the kitchen, comforter sets, oak dining table, 4 chairs, oak TV cabinet with double doors, twin bed. More than you could imagine, it says here, in a 2-household merge. And that's underway today and tomorrow, starting tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And that's 418 Seven Springs Loop. Caller, can you hold until we finish the bag of mail? You'll be number 1.
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank you, ma'am. Hold on right there. Next, looking for a 24-foot or greater extension ladder, call or text Brian at 704-880-2561 if you have a 24-foot or greater extension ladder, 704-880-2561. Next, a refrigerator for $150, call 704-929-7040. That's 704-929-7040. Coming up, not tomorrow, but June 17th, Saturday, American Legion Riders Post 65 is having their second annual poker run in memory of Dennis Nowakowski. And the first bike out will be at 9:30, last bike at 11, and last bike in at 2 p.m. So that'll be the lead. $30 per bike, includes 1 T-shirt and meal, $5 for the extra hand with you, $15 for the extra T-shirts. All funds collected will benefit a scholarship being established in Dennis' name at Mitchell Community College for the phlebotomy program. And I still don't have a phone number, but anyway, that will, the final stop is American Legion Post 65, and registration will be at 9 Saturday, June 17th at the Great Western Motorcycle in Statesville. Now, Rolling Thunder's poker run is the following Saturday, June 24th, and that will start it in at Tilly's over on Moreland Drive. First bike out at 10, last bike in at 4 p.m. There'll be the door prizes and payouts and all that for you. And for more information, call Betty Davis at 704-677-3845. That's 704-677-3845. And that's the bag of mail. Thank you for holding, and welcome to Home Ed.
Hi, Pat. It's Martha again.
Yes, Martha from Harmony. What did I mess up, sweetheart?
No, you did not. My husband wanted me to add an item.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. There's no extra charge. It's okay. What do you have? What does he have?
We have a Troy-built rear tine tiller.
Uh-huh.
He wants $125 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Cub Cadet mower, and he wants $100 for it.
Great.
The deck some problem with the deck, but, you know, it's still a good mower, especially for $100.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyway, his number is 304 921
Yes, ma'am.
2130.
304-921-2130.
Correct.
Great. Anything else,
Thank
Martha?
you, Pat.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Not that I know of, unless he comes and says, "Oh, did you say this?" And I've probably forgotten something, but I'll call you back next week.
Okay.
You have a great vacation.
Well, thank you, Martha. Thanks for calling us, too. Good to hear
All
from you
right,
anytime.
bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. So, rear time tiller, Troy built for 125. That Cub Cadet, maybe a little attention needed on the deck there. For one, it's only 100 for the riding mower. 704-921-2130. That's also in Harmony. 304-921-2130. Good morning. Thank you for calling the Home Ad program.
Hey, Shannon, how you doing?
Great. Doing good. How about you?
Hey, this is Thomas. I was calling a gentleman on your bagel mill was looking for a 24-inch step ladder.
Sure. Yes, sir.
I have one that I'm getting rid of for $100.
Okay, great. Do you want that? That was a 24-foot step ladder. I think he was looking for. Do you want that number, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then I'll get your number too in case anybody else might. Yeah, it says call or text Brian at 704-880-2561.
2561. Okay, and my number is 980-444-8667.
And what did you have? You have a 24-footer extension ladder?
Yes, I got a 24 extension ladder. I'm just asking $100 for it.
Very good. Good price, Thomas. Anything else for you today?
That'd be it.
Okay. Well, Thomas, thanks for listening to us. You have a good weekend, sir.
Yes.
Thanks. All right.
You too, sir.
Take care. So if you want to check on that extension ladder, it's 24-footer for $100. Call Thomas at 980-444-8667. That's 980-444-8667. Going to take a break now, and then we're going to come back and go through our birthdays and anniversaries. Then we're going to take some more calls here on Home Ad, so stay with us. Well, if you're looking to spend more time outside, G&B Energy can help you with their outdoor oasis, with your outdoor oasis, with those great deals on gas grills from Broil King and Wilmington, charcoal grills from Komodo Joe, and pellet grills too. And the fire pit starting at only $450. Check them out online at gbenergy.com. They're at Intercraft Drive, 120 Intercraft Drive in Statesville. You can stop by there. Or call them at 704-873-4747. 704-873-4747. G&B Energy.
WSIC.
And we are back with the happy birthday, happy anniversary list here. And Margaret Johnson, affectionately known as Meemaw, emailed us some information that Brooke Stafford is having a birthday today, and his son Cohen, which is also Margaret's son, has a birthday too. So they share the same birthdays. Cohen and Brooke Stafford, and Jessica Johnson Stafford will be 38 on Sunday. All these birthdays. Thank you very much, Margaret, for letting us know about those wonderful people. Gary Eads called in his birthday. He is 63 today. Beverly and Alan Pope celebrating their 39th anniversary tomorrow. Matthew Phillips, I cannot believe. Joyce and Scott's son is 36 tomorrow. Man, oh man. Matthew, have a great one, son. Good fella, good guy. Joe and Nita Gorentz with an anniversary, I'm sorry. Joe and Nita, we don't know how long, but they've been married for a while, and they're celebrating their anniversary. Mike Harrison from Daylight Donuts. That's right, that Mike. 79 today. Jerry Mills is 85, the Mooresville connection. And is he a golfer or what? Man, he can really duff right along. No, he's a really good scratch golfer, actually. Kathy Martin, Trucker Dan's lovely wife, will have a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Kathy. You keep Trucker Dan straight tomorrow. Keep him out of trouble. Sandra Madison, Doug's wonderful wife, wonderful lady. Great shag dancer, too, by the way. Doug so-so. Sandra has a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Sandra Madison. Mike Labaglio. I knew I'd mess that up. Mike Labaglio, 42 today. Happy birthday, Mike. Anya Reed, Dad called in. She turned 20 yesterday. We missed her birthday, but it's on the list today. The Rinaldis, Frank and Angela, 16 years. Frank and Angela have been married, and good for them. Happy anniversary to Frank and Angela Rinaldi. And R.C. and Helen. She was going to Midnight, and I think R.C. was where Union Grove. Anyway, they wound up getting married just a while back. Only been married 72 years. And they're still together. And R.C. said, if anyone asked me, how long are you going to be married? I'd say, I don't know. Never thought it would be 72 years. 50 would have been good. R.C. Helen, you're an inspiration. We love you, and happy 72nd birthday. I have an anniversary. Why do I keep saying birthday? 72nd anniversary to R.C. and Helen Redmond. All right. Let's spin the wheel here and see who wins the valuable prizes. We have to use the half number, and it's landed on 6.5. And that is Mike Labaglio. He has number 6.5, whose 42nd birthday is today. And yes, Mike, you have won 6 donuts from Daylight Donuts at 1849 East Broad Street. They are open Tuesday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also, your choice of a medium coffee or smoothie from Lake Mountain Coffee in historical downtown Statesville at 110 West Broad. And a free trip to the salad bar from Statesville Boxcar Grill and Catering right off I-40, right there at 3103 Taylorsville Highway. Mike, when you get a chance, just come by WSIC 1117 Radio Road. Come around to the back parking lot, ring that bell, and we'll present you with your certificate and all the information you'll need to redeem this for your wonderful prizes. For everybody having a birthday and anniversary, congratulations from all of us at WSIC WDSL. Thank you for holding, and welcome to the Home Ed program.
This is Carson down here in Lexington, North Carolina.
Yeah, Carson.
If anybody needs any gutter cleaning done, roofing, I'm close to Winston. If anybody's listening in Winston.
Uh-huh.
All right, all over Travel Touch Station.
Yeah.
Number's 336-247-1708.
Great. 336-247-1708. Have a good weekend, right. Carson.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks.
Yes, sir. All right, up serving Forsyth County. Actually, I guess Carson's near Winston up there. 336-247-1708 if you need those services, gutters cleaned and all. 336-247-1708. Thank you so much for holding, and welcome to the Home Ed program.
Hi, I would like to put on a yard sale.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it's going to be at 202 Museum Road.
Yes.
And that's in Statesville.
Uh-huh.
Not too far from you.
Right. That's right.
And I'm going to try to start it this afternoon around 4. But we'll definitely be out tomorrow. We'll say starting about 7:30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we might extend it into Sunday as well.
Oh, great. What you going to have out there?
We've got whatnot, knickknacks. I've got
God love those.
kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some fan stuff, some tools and whatnot. We do have a little futon that we're going to put out.
Uh-huh.
And just a little bit of everything.
Gosh. And my supply of knickknacks is really low, not to mention the whatnots. So,
you should come by.
And in fact, there's another one right down the road at 310 Museum Road. So you've got the yard sales. You can stop by both of them. They're 310. You're not far from 310 Museum Road, are you? 202?
No, we're not. I think it's about 5 houses down.
There you go. Great. So, I think theirs is today, too, until tonight, and then 7:30 tomorrow morning. So, great. A lot of good stuff. So, I hope you have a good turnout. Anything else, ma'am?
Nope, that's going to be all.
Okay, thank you for holding on, and hope you have a good turnout today.
You have a good day.
Yes,
Thanks.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. So, those yard sales, 202 Museum Road, and the other one we had in an email, that is 310 Museum Road, and those are here in Statesville. We'll be right back.
all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
The #1 news station for Lake Norman and Statesville. News Talk WSIC.
4 minutes remaining in Home Ad here on this Friday morning. Beautiful, beautiful day it is here on the 9th of June. Senator Vickie Sawyer is on her way. She will be in the studio running a little bit late this morning, so we don't want her to hurry. We don't want her to get a ticket or anything like that. So she'll be here soon. But in her stead, I think Isaias will be in, Sanchez, and Mike Jackson, our news director, covering about a couple of local news stories. They'll be talking until Vickie gets here this morning. But she is on her way, just to let you know. She is planning to be here with the and I'm just saying. Well, that's the name of the show, just saying. Thank you for holding, and welcome to Home Ad.
Good morning, Pat. How are you doing?
Great, doing good. You doing okay?
Just fine.
Great.
I've got a queen-size bed, I guess, to give away.
Oh, good. Great.
Number 704-380-1569.
704-380-1569.
Yes.
Where is the bed located, sir? In what area? General area?
East Iredell.
East Iredell. Great. Well, thanks for putting that on Home Ad. We appreciate you holding on. Thanks for calling, and I hope you have a good weekend.
Thank you, and you have a good weekend, too.
Thank you so much. So he's giving away that queen-size bed. 704-380-1569. That's 704-380-1569. Thank you so much for holding, and welcome to Home Ad.
How's Pat doing today?
Great, Brian. I'm doing good. You doing okay, sir?
Doing good if I can sell some of this miscellaneous stuff I got.
Good.
I still have this metal work table. It's 47 inches by, I think, 3 foot.
Uh-huh.
It's probably about 3 foot tall. It's got wheels on it. It's all metal. It's a well-made little work table. You can roll it around. It's got a little side box on it.
Yeah.
I'm asking $100 for it. It's red in color.
Uh-huh.
I still have the 2001 Toyota Silica automatic air. This is a good little first-time car. It's got wheels on it, spoiler, a little hood scoop and all. It's a collector's car, basically, what it will be in another 10 years.
Uh-huh, sure.
I'm asking $2,500 best offer for that car.
Great.
Hey, if anybody out there needs a van to move washers, small stuff around in, I've got a 13 Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
It's got the little headache board in back behind the seats because it was a wheelchair repair van.
Yeah.
It's got high miles on it, and I've got that van out here for $2,300.
Great.
And like I said, it's got the metal bottom on it, a little mat in the back. So if you need to put a washing machine in there or something small, if you got ramps, you can put a riding lawnmower in the back of there if you want to put something there dry.
Great.
2 cars on it. Was one Enterprise, one owner vans.
Yep.
And I still have a bunch of cars. I have 17s, 18s. It's all made.
Yep.
I've got some 16s. Just call for information on those. And if you got 80s, 90 miles trucks, cars, stuff for sale, just call me at 704-871-9909 or 880-8558.
Brian, have a great weekend. You take care, sir.
You have a great weekend. Don't get on that lake and get too sunburned this weekend.
Oh, thank you, sir. Brian's number 704-871-9909 or 704-880-8558. And that's going to do it. Justin Giuseppes will be sitting in next week. Treat him kind, will you? And I'll be back after that. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. This is your dutiful and what am I? Very late Senator, all the above today. Senator Vickie Sawyer, I'm here today on this beautiful Friday morning. We are getting ready to go to Greensboro for the North Carolina Republican Convention, and that put me really far behind today. Isaiah is laughing at me because I literally just came in 30 seconds before the show.
30 seconds before the show.
30 seconds before the show. I was worried. So if you saw a big red truck driving very fast, that was me, and I was trying to get here as soon as...
Very fast, but under the speed limit.
Yeah. I'm not going to incriminate myself at this point, but I was not driving. My husband, Brett, was. Because like I said, we're getting ready to go up to Greensboro for the North Carolina GOP convention. I'm very excited. Tonight, I get to meet Governor DeSantis for the first time. And we're going to go to a dinner, and then there's a reception afterwards. So I'm completely fangirling a little bit because I've really appreciated his style of governing, and I'm looking forward to meeting him face to face. And hopefully, I'll get a picture with him with a big thumbs up. But while we're going to talk about that after the bottom of the hour, but in a few minutes, we are going to have Senator Warren Daniel call in at 11:15. So Senator Daniel is one of the chairs of our Elections and Redistricting Committee. And what you've seen and heard out there in the news recently is that we have filed an elections bill. Remember that we can still file certain bills after a date if they have to deal with elections. And so that's what you're seeing. It's just that time of year. It's the season. But a lot of this bill is in response to things that we have heard and seen and concerns about the election process. Election integrity is very important to each and every one of us, regardless if you are a Republican or independent or Democrat. You want to make sure that when you go to the poll that your vote counts. And so as your elected representatives, that's what we are doing, is we are working to make sure that anything that could go wrong, we have laws around that. And so Senator Daniels will be here. It's Daniel, no S. A lot of people put an S on the last of his name. But he's going to be here and call in about 11:15 so that we can go through the bill and understand what is happening. Now, speaking of what is happening, this week, it really didn't look like a lot was going on, but really behind the scenes work in General Assembly world, it has been busy. And the busy means is that big old budget, the budget with the B, the $1 billion B. And so those of us who are on subcommittees like me for transportation, the Senate met, then the House meets, so we meet together, and then they call the big chairs in. And so we've been working through the budget. And remember, the North Carolina budget is not just about dollars and cents. There's also policy that goes into that budget, and you'll see all of that wrapped in. There's a lot of conversation in the building, will it happen, won't it happen? It seems like this is normal. Again, this time of year is what happens. This time of year is what happens with this stuff. You'll hear tempers flare, then they come back down, but it always comes in. And we're expecting to have the budget prepared and done by the end of June. So very excited to get that portion of our service done and completed. So that is what's happening now. You also saw that, which was kind of interesting to me, the Farm Bill came through with no drama. I mean, every year this seems like the Farm Bill has been the most contentious and back and forth between the House and the Senate. But we actually voted to concur, which means that the Senate started it. We sent it to the House. The House did their modifications, and then it came back without any fanfare. The biggest thing that I think comes out of that bill is now the muscadine grape, trying to make that like the official state fruit or state something. And then they encourage kids to drink muscadine juice in school, which I'm not a muscadine fan. I don't mind muscadines. They just have a very earthy, let's say earthy taste, right? You don't know. Have you ever had one, Isaiah? Never? Okay. Well, there are some groups, and especially some vineyards close by, who actually make muscadine wine, and I hear that it's very healthy. It's supposed to do all kinds of amazing things. Maybe it makes you 10 years younger and 10 pounds lighter. I don't know, but I just can't get past the taste. But the muscadine is coming in. So that was interesting for me that we had the Farm Bill go through without any usually there has always been maybe a hemp component to it, and that draws a lot of tension from both sides when anything that deals with hemp or marijuana, and that's usually has been in the Farm Bill from years past. Maybe this is just a sign that it's not as bad as it has been. But so we do have another bill that was filed, an election bill, and that was a bill that the Democrats put it forth. Maybe if we get a chance, we'll ask Senator Daniel about that one. But what it said is if you should run and get elected and you change your party affiliation from Democrat to Republican or Republican to Democrat, then there shall be a called election to recall you during your term, if it's not within 6 months of your term, and you shall give back the money that anyone gave you if they should ask to give you. And so that was the bill that the Democrats have filed, and that was in response really to Representative Tricia Cotham's very public change from Democrat to Republican. For me, I don't agree with that bill. We have had a history of folks who changed the party affiliation in North Carolina. Most of North Carolina for 140 years was mainly Democrats, and there are some really great folks in our Republican Party now that used to be Democrat. And that is not a sin to change your party. The Democrats are thinking that it is a sin, and they want to recall Tricia Cotham, and like she has created tyranny at the highest level. But really, we get elected every 2 years. So the recall election is every 2 years. I mean, that is what we have going on. And I'm not sure, other than just a publicity stunt, what this bill really does. I think of one of our favored and most probably loved senator from North Carolina with Jesse Helms. He had a party switch. And I also believe that Walter Jones out east as a congressman, he had a party switch while in office. So this isn't a new thing. It has been done before. It will probably be done again. And truthfully, I don't know that her votes have really changed that much than when she was here as a Democrat and now a Republican, other than it just makes her a little more freer to be able to do that. But while we're waiting for Senator Daniel to come on, I do want to do a little quick introduction to him. Senator Daniel represents Burke, McDowell, and Buncombe County. So those folks who aren't from North Carolina, not really sure what that is, let's just say if you're heading west, then you go through Warren Daniels' territory. He is he boasts that he's committed to the ideals of self-discipline, integrity, and professionalism, and I can tell you that's actually true. He is one of the kindest guys up there, but very thoughtful, always hardworking, and that's why he's in leadership, and he is one of the chairs of our elections and integrity legislation. I believe that was him that just called in. So Senator Daniel is also an Eagle Scout, and he was later a West Point cadet. And during his years at West Point, the principles of duty, honor, and country were instilled in him, and the values are still very much part of who he is today. He also has celebrated just recently 30-year anniversary with his wonderful wife, Lydia, who is his right-hand partner that is in the legislature. She works with him, and they do a fantastic, amazing job for their constituency. I do believe, Senator Daniel, you're on the phone now. Are you with us here?
I am, Senator Sawyer. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate your time. And I know we only have about 15 minutes with you here. So I really want to get into this recent elections bill that you have filed. And mainly because there's a lot of misinformation. I think it's purposeful misinformation out there. But you have spent a lot of time working in this area. And let's just kind of go through that bill, if you don't mind, piece by piece. So when you were first drafting this bill, where did that come from? Like, I think we'd heard from many folks that was, worried about our elections, and you guys had really worked hard on that. So when you were coming up with these ideas, like you had just worked with staff and then heard from other folks, and then this is the product that we have, right?
Yes, ma'am. So first I'd like to also thank my co-sponsors, Senator Heiss and Senator Newton. Certainly they've put in a lot of effort on this bill as well. But the way it was developed, and I also do want to just point out to your listeners that, when a bill is filed, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is all the ideas we have about what we want the bill to look like in final form, but it's just, it's a good picture of where we think we want the legislation to go. But so I would say that this is the result of a lot of grassroots groundswell, and so I know you've had constituents, and many of our other members have had constituents who have suggested ideas about how we can improve the election system. And some of those are just based on observations from the field when, somebody's either they're a poll worker or a poll observer and they see something that they think could be improved, and then they tell you, and then you tell the election chairs, and we kind of put it into the soup, so to speak, and then try to see what ideas rise to the top. Mm-hmm. And so we're always, we had several dozen proposals from across the state of different types of things that can be done to improve our election security. And we're always looking at these things with a sort of a critical eye as to, is it constitutional? Will it bring a court challenge? Mm-hmm. Is it feasible? Is it logistically possible? How much will it cost? Do we have enough people in the election system to do this? So those are all kinds of things that have to be considered. But I know you want to hear more about the details of the bill, so I'm going to just hit the highlights. And if there's some point in my comments that you want to stop and ask a more detailed question, just let me know. Does that sound good?
Yeah, no, that sounds great. And I thank you for that explanation of how and why you guys file legislation the way they are. Especially want to highlight what you said is just because you see a bill in its form now doesn't mean that's the way it will be at the very end, and that's the beauty of the committee process as it goes through. And so I think that was really important to point out. But yeah, let's talk about and go through the bill, because there are some great pieces in there. So go right ahead. Let me know what you got.
The bill has about 20 different provisions. I'm kind of just going to hit the most important ones, and two stand out at the top. And that first is the election day integrity. And so that is a provision that says that absentee ballots must be in by the close of the polls on election day. That was a bill we had passed in a prior session. The governors vetoed it, and now we're bringing it back to try to get it passed this year. The second one is prohibit private money in elections, and I know that many of your listeners would remember that people like Mark Zuckerberg and other billionaires tried to funnel hundreds of millions of dollars into our election apparatuses across the country, which we believe they did in an imbalanced way to sort of target certain voter populations that they wanted to see to affect election outcomes. So that provision would prohibit private funds from coming in and being used either at the county or the state level in our election processes. And that was also a bill that was vetoed, and we're going to try to get it passed into law this year.
Gotcha.
A third provision is designed to help remove foreign citizens from our voter rolls. And so the way that section is designed is that, and people might find this interesting, that when you're called to jury duty, people give excuses for why they shouldn't have to serve, and sometimes that excuse, or many times that excuse is, well, I'm not a U.S. citizen, I can't legally sit on a jury, and so those excuses get put into writing, and so now we're going to require that those pieces of paper or that information, who is not a citizen and can't serve on a jury, is now transmitted to our boards of elections to be removed from our voter rolls. Now, just for your listeners' sake, there is no U.S. list of who is a citizen and who is not. So it's not like it's something that, it's not like that data is there. So this is not, it's not the easiest thing to get at, because while you have to register, you have to be a citizen to register to vote. somebody could misrepresent that on their application form. Certainly they would be doing it under, possible penalty of perjury, but, that's sometimes how non-citizens get added to our voter rolls. And also under the National Voter Registration Act, our DMVs are required, every time somebody does a transaction at the DMV is required, get a license, get your license renewed, change your address, then they have to offer you they have to ask you, do you want to register to vote? So I think there's probably instances where people may inadvertently get registered to vote as a non-citizen. Our system's not perfect.
Yeah.
So
and
let's see what.
Well, that's really important too, because I don't think there is any perfect system. And so you guys have really worked in this bill too, to make sure that it's easier for folks to observe polls, right? We had instances where we'd heard from across North Carolina that intentional difficulties and barriers were put in place by the Board of Elections so that poll observers couldn't sit in there. And now you guys, portion of this bill, correct, is allowing for those folks to be able to sit in and more easily observe the polls?
Yes, and some of the problems we've heard are these arbitrary rules that the Board of Elections makes up. Like you're actually a designated observer. You go into the poll, you stay for an hour. You have to go pick your child up at school, and then you come back and they say, "Well, sorry, you had your one chance," and they don't let you back in. So we're going to try to fix those types of things so that they can't deny you re-access. They can't say you have to stand 50 feet away and observe from 50 feet away. Now, there are some parts of the election process that you can't have an observer close enough to see how a person is voting or something like that. But certainly for anything that should be public knowledge, we want observers to be able to have access, because that's one of the things that gives the public confidence is people are watching, and
Yeah. No, that's absolutely perfect, because we did hear, and just, at the local party level, it's very difficult to get those people certified to go in to be able to look at it. So it's very difficult for the party chairs to make sure that they have qualified folks who go in, and then once they get in, then you kick them out if they have to go pick up their kid from school. That's just not really, that's not where we're at. Now let's go into that absentee ballot provision. So what you're saying is that, and I actually really support this because it makes sense. If your ballot doesn't get in at election day, whenever the polls close at that night, usually was at 7:00, I can't remember. But then if your ballot is received after that time, then it's not counted. But if I get to the polls personally to vote in person and I'm there at 8 p.m. and the polls close at 7 p.m., I don't get to vote. This is just basically parity, right, between the two?
That's right. And actually, I think it's 7:30. But
okay.
But so the other thing is that it mirrors the same time frame. Also, if the bill says that if the Board of Elections extends, let's just say in your county, there's a problem at some precincts, and the Board of Elections feels like, well, we need to, because machines broke down, now they're fixed, we need to give voters another hour to vote. So the bill says that if in Iredell County the voting is extended till 8:30 p.m., then every county would be extended till 8:30 p.m., and that would also extend the time in which a absentee ballot could be received. So we're trying to make it all consistent across the board. We all know there's deadlines in life for everything. In the legal world, there's deadlines of when you can file a case, when you can't, when you can respond to something, when it's too late. And sometimes that means, people win and lose. There's a lot at stake. And so, we have a deadline now. It just happens to be 3 days after the election. And so we're just making it consistent with many other states that have an election day deadline. And that's one of the key provisions of the bill.
I like it.
If you have a question?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say, talk a little bit, too, in our last few minutes that we have together. Talk about the signature verification. I know that there is a lot of mistrust about absentee ballots, and the folks are not actually there. And you guys really are working to make that a better process. Talk about that signature verification requirement.
Well, it's just talk about absentee ballot security in general. So now that voter ID is back in place, the current law says that you're supposed to put a photocopy of your ID inside your absentee ballot when you send it back. The bill says that there will be a signature verification process using some sort of software. These are things that are going to have to be sort of fleshed out over time. But it also clarifies that so when you have the two witnesses who witness your ballot, not only do they have to sign, but they have to print their name, because a lot of times we would get these signatures that look like scribble, and you can't tell, did Mickey Mouse sign this, or was it an actual person who's your neighbor? So that's one of the things that we're doing. And another thing that's in the bill is two-factor authentication. So we're trying to figure out how can, just like you do sometimes with financial transactions on your phone, and there's different ways to authenticate who you are, we're trying to figure out how do we implement two-factor authentication with absentee ballots so that when the Board of Elections gets that returned from you, they're absolutely sure that it is the person's ballot who's supposed to be voting.
Yeah, no, I think that is all good provisions, and definitely, like you said, will help to install a sense of trust in our elections, which you guys are definitely doing with this. I really appreciate the absentee ballots, so portion of it, and trying to clean all that stuff up, especially being received on that last day. So what happens now when that in the bill, if it becomes law the way it is, if the ballot gets in, say, the next day, it's not held provisionally, right? I mean, it's just not counted. Is that how that works?
It would not count unless it was an overseas ballot, which would have a different deadline based on federal law, I think.
Okay, very good. No, I love it. Well, Senator Daniel, thank you so much for calling in. And I know we have a hard stop at 11:30 because you actually have a real job as an attorney. And so I'm sure you have paying clients out there who need your services. But is there anything overall that you wanted to leave and let the listeners know about this bill?
I would just say, if a listener has a concern about something that the bill is not addressing, tell your legislator, your House member, your Senate member what you think should be included, and they can certainly try to let us know. And I guarantee you we're trying to even make the bill better to incorporate some of the other ideas we've heard over the last few weeks. So hopefully we'll have a good product by the time it gets out of our two chambers.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today, and I really appreciate your insider view on this. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Senator Sawyer. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you. And I really wanted to have Senator Daniel on there because he has served in the legislature for a good long time now, and he has been a part of the redistricting and elections bills since he started his service. And he really does have a great approach to crafting this legislation. And I do say that some of the things that I wanted him to do, he will not do, is elimination of polling, working outside at polls during election day. So sitting out there when you go to vote and then you see all of us come around you and ask you to please vote for me. Sometimes I feel like that is the worst thing. They call it electioneering. And so I keep telling him, I was like, Senator Daniel, please, can we get rid of electioneering at the polling sites? And he said, it's a First Amendment issue. You can't, it's constitutional. You can't do that. But so I know he turns me down every time. But so there are other things in there that we really I would love to be able to change. But again, you do have, when it comes to elections, there's got to be a there's a constitutional right that has to be protected. And so just any of my harebrained ideas won't make it past there. But I still continue to ask for elimination of election day, or at least during early voting, the 17 days of early voting, that we don't do electioneering out at the polls and locations, but it just never goes there. Well, I'll be taking your calls in a few minutes, so please stay with us. I look forward to hearing from you. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for listening in. And this is Senator Vickie Sawyer. I am happy to be here, and I'll be taking your calls these next 30 minutes at 704-873-1400. I do have a caller on the line now. Thank you for calling in, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mrs. Sawyer. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I'm grateful that you called. What's on your mind?
I know you're excited about going over to the convention this weekend in
Yes, sir.
but I was going to ask you, the couple guys gentlemen that we have in our seat in North Carolina presently, Mark Robeson and Dale, if either one of those gentlemen were to be elected into governor office, could one or the other become lieutenant governor? Because I think those two gentlemen would work good as a team. They already are for us, but with the seat changes, I don't know. I like some of Dale's ideas, and I like some of Mark's ideas. Can you comment on that as to how that would play out or work?
Yeah.
Dale's, for example, were to be governor, and Mark remain lieutenant governor, or Mark become governor and Dale become lieutenant governor.
Yeah. I wish that our Constitution would allow for that, because I think that the governor and lieutenant governor really work hand in hand. Lieutenant governor has, as the president of the Senate, but has a direct connect to the General Assembly, kind of like a vice president does. So at the federal level, that would absolutely happen. But in North Carolina, you have to be elected for the seat in which you run. So if Treasurer Falwell is running for governor against Mark Robinson, he would not be able to drop down to lieutenant governor if he should lose that race, which I really wish we could have like a team of folks who would.
I didn't know for sure. I'm not exactly sure how it all plays out and works, but I think both of those gentlemen have some good ideas as well as yourself, Vickie, and that's what it's going to take here locally. I like Dale's idea and what he said the other day on the Jeff McNeely show. He said that we as a state individual have to become dependent on, instead of trying to rely on Washington, D.C. all the time, because it's apparent that we cannot rely on Washington, D.C. right now with the administration that's in there now.
I agree. I completely agree. And I really have the utmost respect for Dale Falwell. I affectionately joke with him because he has a liaison named Sam Watson. He's the nicest man. But I come up with all these great, I think, fantastic legislative ideas, and Dale doesn't like them. So I call him the bill killer, because he'll just slap it back. But he's great, but he's not wrong, right? And so I think he's fantastic and a huge asset to our state.
Well, he's a financial. I know he's got a different title, but basically at the end of the day, that's his perfection is finances, and it obviously is a good thing for the state of North Carolina, because there's just so many different things, as you well know, and you being in transportation, getting the funds for the help with those projects and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
And the schooling end of it, that helps too as well. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling, but to get our kids to stay in public schools and being taught the right thing, helps out a lot. And these kids, people got to realize that they're our future. They are our future, and they always have been. When we were kids, we were the future. Now our kids are the future, and grandkids, and so forth and so on. That's just how it works.
Yeah. You're right. Well, thank you so much for those comments in the call. I do appreciate you.
Right.
Good luck. I wish we could meld them together and get
there until.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to going to the convention this afternoon. And we do have another caller on the line. I would thank you so much for calling. If you want to join the show, it's 704-873-1400. Welcome on the air, and what is on your mind today?
Hello?
Hey, there you are. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. My question, thank you for the Zuckerberg part that keeps outside money from influencing state or local elections, that part that y'all referred to. These election commissioners that are all appointed by the governor, that they tend to be all Democrat or all Republican. What might be done in the future to be sure that the appointees to the election commission in a state is not all appointed by either a Democrat or Republican governor, that would influence how ballots are counted or harvesting? What can be done to balance those commissions out where there's oversight? That'll be my question, and I'll just hang up so you can answer that.
No, I appreciate that question, and I think that is a very intelligent and thought-out question, and one that we are asking ourselves right now. I don't know if when, but my understanding is there will be some legislation directly in response to that very question, because what he's so articulately said is exactly what happens. So in the state of North Carolina, the Board of Elections really has one master, and that is the governor, whether that governor is Republican or Democrat, because the governor controls the majority of the board, and so he will put, the majority of Democrats on the board. So that doesn't, not just for our North Carolina elections, but locally. So even though Iredell County is a very Republican county by the numbers, we actually have a local board of elections that is a majority Democrat board, because that's the governor. And so especially during COVID, we had so much confusion and anger coming around decisions that were made from a party line vote at the state level and at the local level. And it really just seems like there should not be partisan politics in the Board of Elections. I do think that there will be something coming out shortly about that very thing. As with every kind of balance of power bill that we have, then it will most definitely be gone to the courts, since it has to deal with federal elections. I'm sure it goes to the Supreme Court. So stay tuned. And I do know that we are working on something. Thank you so much for calling into the show. You are on, and I appreciate you calling in. Hello? Oh, okay. I guess we missed them. But if you want to, thank you so much. I do have somebody else we're going to welcome in on the show. But if you want to be a part of the show, please call in at 704-873-1400. Welcome to the show. You're on with Senator Vickie Sawyer.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Could you explain ballot harvesting? Who has the authority to do that?
Yeah.
And how is it done?
Yeah. Okay, that is a good question, because definitions matter these days, because people like to play with words. Do you
just go door to door and ask people to let you take their ballot to the election headquarters, or how does that work?
So I have not seen it done locally, but I have heard stories down east, and that's exactly what I've heard, is that there will be a person who's called a vote runner, basically, and they will make sure that everybody gets their absentee ballot there, and then they will come by and knock on the door and say, "Hey, you have your absentee ballot? Let me grab it for you, and I'll turn it in to the local Board of Elections."
Is it in relation to absentee ballots only?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now,
is it legal in North Carolina?
No, sir. It is not legal at all. That's the reason why there's 2 signatures required on the absentee ballot, and they want to make sure that what he was talking about, it's a big deal to print the name, so that also in the signature, and to have the signature verification. So that would prohibit people from doing that, and really. It's not.
So it's a state-to-state issue.
Yes,
is
sir.
That right?
Yes, sir. You're exactly right.
And the state legislatures, I guess, are the ones that oversee it, or the state boards of elections.
You got it. You got it right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're exactly right. We had situations where people who live in communal care, who may not be, who aren't physically able to go into, because they're in old folks home. We have heard of folks who will go in there and then help them fill out their ballots. Again, that's a ballot harvest, and this legislation is aiming to make sure that cannot be done.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I thought it basically stuck to an elderly issue or someone that was homebound or whatnot.
Yes, sir. You're exactly right.
The way that was the target for that type of thing.
Yes, sir. You're exactly
Well,
right.
Thank you for the information. Thank you for the program.
Yes, sir. No, thank you for listening. I appreciate your call. Again, if you want to be a part of the program, you can call in at 704-873-1400. We do have another caller on the line. Thank you. Oh, no, we do not. Okay. Well, so then as we wait for another caller, I do want to talk about this amazing weekend that's going to happen, and it's the North Carolina State Convention for the Republican Party. And it is definitely election season because the lineup of speakers is just amazing. So tonight, as I'd mentioned earlier in the show, Ron DeSantis will be addressing the convention. So I'm super excited to see Governor DeSantis. We do have another call on the line, so we'll put the pin in that convention hold real quick, and then welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, I'm wondering if the legislature has spent any time trying to develop an alternative tax revenue to the property tax. I'm a native North Carolinian. I've lived right here in Mooresville and Charlotte all my life. And right now, I think we've got the very opposite of the old textile mills leaving the area 50, 75 years ago. And we're basically facing uncontrolled growth. And why not levy impact fees on all these new real estate developments to help fund these $100 to $200 million school campuses and all that thing? We've got people, in essence, I think I'm personally a victim of it right now as we speak with a new revaluation here in Iredell of property going up 5 and 6 times from what it was just a few decades ago. And I'm all about growth and you doing with your property what you want, but I'm seeing thousands of housing units being developed here in Mooresville and southern Iredell, and I think even maybe mid-Iredell, maybe even North Iredell is going to be affected sooner. I think Statesville being affected right now. Why not let these large corps and the developers that are developing these 200 and 300 unit housing condo apartment complexes pay the impact fees to do all that infrastructure instead of taxing people out of their property?
Yeah, amen. I get it. And you just gave me a really good show follow-up. I understand that enough to be dangerous in regards to that because there is case law that does not allow for North Carolina to charge impact fees, and that is why they do not. But I need to get a lawyer on here, and because we need to walk through that because it is very frustrating to me too because our roads aren't there, our schools aren't there. And yet we just keep on adding more and more and more. And you're right, it is frustrating.
Well, I'll just make one more comment about it. To me, I know a little bit about the history of the property tax in this country. It's one of the oldest taxes we got, actually, in this country. But the original intent, based on what I've read and studied, of a property tax was to fund immediate impact, i.e. roads, sewers, sidewalks, lighting for your development, and maybe some money to a school. But right now we've got these unbelievable school campuses that all these school boards want to build, and I don't know who in the world can afford them. It's short of the richest people in the country. But the assessed value of your house and lot has basically been turned into an income tax generator. It's like phantom income. That they tell you your property's worth $200,000 or $300,000 more than it was just a few years ago, and I don't have $200,000 or $300,000 sitting in the bank.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I'm being not coerced, but forced to pay for all this new development. Which, by the way, are people, very rich people that are doing this. These developments. I'm not. So I think the property tax has been converted into a quasi income tax. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no,
I hear you. And you know what? So thank you. I hope you continue to listen in because you did give me a great, thank you so much for the call. I do appreciate you calling. And that is something we need to dive into. And hopefully I can get someone on here next week just to come in and talk about how it all works and why can't we do impact fees. And I know in other states like South Carolina, impact fees are charged. But why can't we do it in North Carolina? I know and I've read, but I don't want to talk about it openly to show a little I remember about what I had read about why we cannot do it. And I do know that it is in case law, the reason why we can't. And I do get frustrated all the time seeing another development going in, especially multifamily developments. I mean, it's just as nice as an apartment is today, it just does not hold the same quality in 20 years from now, and yet they're still there. And it just is really sad to see the change in Mooresville, the way it's going. And I totally agree that we need to do better. And I was thankful that, and actually the town of Mooresville commissioners has recognized that. They did put a pause and did a resolution on development. They can't really, they call it it's reported as a moratorium. It's not really a moratorium, but where they go back in and they look at their land development usage so that they can restrict so many of these multifamily developments going in the future to certain areas and not just everywhere where they're at right now. And I do have a bill that's actually in the House Transportation Committee to allow for cities to issue moratoriums based on road construction. That is not in their a tool that they have right now. They are not allowed to do that, and this would give them permission to do it. So working in on every way that we can in that. So, but going on, so kind of like a fangirl moment a little bit. I'm always awed by folks on the national level when I get to actually see them in person. So I'll try not to drool or say something silly when I meet Governor DeSantis tonight, but I'm super excited. He's going to be at the North Carolina State Convention in Greensboro. We're having dinner, and then he's going to be speaking then at a reception. I haven't figured out what question I want to ask him yet. So if you have a burning question that you want me to ask of Governor DeSantis, give me a call here at 704-873-1400, and I will see if it will make the cut, and we'll see if I can get you an answer for next week. Now tonight, that's exciting. We'll have that. There'll be a lot of energy in the room because the next night we have, of course, we have the 48th Vice President, Mike Pence. He will be addressing the congregation or the convention at lunch. And then, of course, the 45th President, Donald J. Trump, will be there tomorrow night. That is always a barn burner and a good time. So we do have another caller on the phone. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for listening to the show. You're on the air. You can. Do you have a question?
I have a.
Yes, sir.
And my comment is, I spent 3 tours in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
I was wounded twice. When we returned home from Vietnam, we were treated like animals. Oh. That's the way this country is going in this respect right now. What they did to Mr. Trump, my president, and to Catholics in this country, it's just outrageous, and it really burns me up.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for your service, and thank you for listening to the show. And yes, I appreciate the anger there so thank you so much for giving me a call and let me know about that, because we have lost civility when it comes to politics. There is another caller on the line. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for listening and calling in.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Honey, our economy and everything's gone real bad. And was it true that I heard that they indicted Donald and they banned him from being president?
That is my understanding. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Can't be.
Yeah, I think that's what the last caller was referencing for, is just the anger about that.
I don't see how they could have done him like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I probably won't even vote no more.
Well, that is not, do not do that. And be very important to make sure that you go and vote, because it needs each and every one of us to
do you
support.
think Donald can do anything about this?
Ma'am, I don't know. I have no idea on the inner workings of the Trump campaign or the Trump group. I'm not sure. I do know that he's probably not surprised because he gets hit every day, I think, by another allegation. So, but ma'am, thank you so much for giving us a call. We got another caller on the line. Thank you for listening and calling in. Welcome to the show. You're on with Senator Vickie Sawyer. Again, if you want to be a part of the show, you can call in at 704-873-1400. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Vickie, I got a question that you can ask DeSantis if you get a chance to talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Ask him if he were to be elected into office and goes to Washington, D.C. to work for us, what is the first thing that he will try to do?
Okay. I think that's great. What would you hope to hear him say back? Because I think that's a great question.
Well, in my opinion, I think we need to get this country safe again. That's just my opinion. I think we need to get this country safe again. And then once we get the country safe again, then we can concentrate on the other issues, not saying and making light of any other issue that needs to be addressed. But I think first and foremost, we need to get this country safe again.
I agree.
That's what I'm going to go to vote for. I don't care who it is. I want to know if they're going to make this country safe again, because it's not right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good question. That is a good question. I will put it on my list, and hopefully I won't flub it up. So tune in next week to see what he says. I'll see how it happens. We also have something, and when you do the convention, thank you for your call. We also have in the convention, there's headline speakers, but there's a lot that goes on. We also elect our party chairperson. Right now we have incumbent Michael Whatley, who's led the North Carolina Republican Party very well in the last elections and has worked hard. He put an election integrity team together, and he's been at it a while. He actually was a part of the Hanging Chad team down in Florida way back when. Isaiah is smiling because he remembers that. But he was, as a young attorney, was down there working on that Hanging Chad in Florida. So he has had a lifelong career based in elections, election integrity, which is how and why I think our last election went so well. Now, again, there's always room for improvement, and he's very understanding and supportive of that. We do have him as a challenger. There's a young business man out of Raleigh named John Kane who's also challenging him. So we will have a vote between those two gentlemen, and as well as we'll have vice chair nominations. And what's important about these roles is that the Republican Party is a formidable force when it comes out to elections. I mean, last election cycle, presidential election cycle, this party is the ones who get folks out to knock on doors, to hand out material, to do that dreaded electioneering that I said that I don't like. But when they stand out there and ask you to vote for the Republican ticket, they also work on party platform. In other words, a consensus on what Republicans stand for. And they are very active in local elections and very important all across our state. So that is a very big deal. And all of that takes the dreaded money word. When it comes to politics, there's, that's the mother's milk, I guess you would say, of politics is money. And it costs money in order to keep this type of organization going forward. And that's where Chairman Whatley has really done a great job at making sure that we have the coffers full so that we can hire attorneys when we see that maybe a board of elections isn't doing the right thing in a very heavily Democratic area, so that we don't have the Maricopa County stuff that happens here. And that's what is very, very important, and you need to make sure you have that. We also will have bitter fights. It is basically like it is Republican on Republican violence is real, y'all. It just is, and it will show its ugly head at the convention. And this is one of the reasons why when we hear from folks, and they always say, we need to have a convention of states, Article 5, enact the convention of states, which means that with a 3/4 vote of the states, then we can hold a convention, and then at that convention there can be a constitutional amendment brought forth. And so it's just very states' power, which I am completely agree with, like we said, that Treasurer Falwell was talking about on the other show, is, and this is a states' rights issue, and federal DC's out of control, and it absolutely is. But when I go to the North Carolina State Convention and I watch us battle it out over rules and procedural order and Robert's Rules of Order, and everybody's a constitutional scholar and everybody has an idea. Sometimes I've been to a convention before where it took us like 3 hours just to approve the agenda. And the agenda was on one page. You'll sit there and you're like, okay, well, this is going to be quick. We're going to get the agenda. It's just pretty clear. Oh, no. There will be lines of people waiting to go to the microphone to do some sort of change in the agenda, to add something to the agenda, to delete something off the agenda, to make it in a different order, because they believe that if it's heard sooner than later, then they'll have more votes because their people have to get out. It is absolutely mind-numbing. Now, today at 2 p.m., I'll be there to vote on the rules. Now, let's even get to there. So that's even before the agenda. There's going to be, Isaiah is laughing because he's seen it at the local party level. So at 2 o'clock today, I will be up there to support the folks to make a vote, because you have to agree on the rules of the convention. And that's going to be contended. That's going to be contentious. So it is just like a battle royale between everybody at a convention. Now, think about that. So it takes hours and hours and hours in a meeting to just do rules and the agenda. That isn't even getting to the votes, right? That's not even getting to the votes and the floor speeches and all this other stuff. Now, bring that that's one state and one party. Could you imagine putting all 50 states with God knows who is going to be there, and then having the Constitution basically laid open for Robert's Rules of Order and everybody coming in after it, and not being a runaway convention? So this is always a good reminder for me about why Convention of States is a great idea, but it is really just feasibly just seems like it could run off the rails real quick. But we do have, but it is important, because just like any family, sometimes it's good to get in there and hash it out, pick a winner, and then come back together and move forward, because we do have a very important election coming up. And it's, again, like I said, it's season because we have all of these national folks coming into North Carolina, because we are going to be a state that the Democrats feel that they can pick up. I was at a dinner or lunch on Monday listening to head Democratic strategist and head Morgan Jackson and head Republican strategist Paul Shoemaker about what they see is going to be happening in 2024, what the population trends are like. Will rural areas continue to get redder and the populous areas continue to get bluer? Who is going to decide the election? And it is just fascinating stuff. I do believe I'll have Mr. Shoemaker on the show in a couple more weeks, and we can really dive into the numbers so that you guys can better and help me better understand exactly what we look at a state level when we talk about winning statewide races. Until then, thank you so much for listening today. I'm so appreciative of all the callers. It really helped to make the show a lot better. I am off to meet Governor DeSantis and do a little Republican fighting. So enjoy our time together, and please tune in next week. Thank you.